Parks are considered the lungs of cities.
They actually lower the ambient temperatures. Parks serve as sponges to soak up stormwater. So they provide a number of different environmental services that make cities better places to live.
Michael Hallecky runs the nonprofit Park Pride, which works with neighbors to improve their community green spaces.
Parks aren't discriminatory. They welcome everyone. And so if you are committed to creating a beloved community, you have to have good parks.
Nathaniel Smith is the CEO of the Partnership for Southern Equity and a speaker at the nonprofit's upcoming Parks and Green Space Conference.
Park Pride has done a lot over the years to ensure that the investments that are being made are done in an equitable way.
He says that hasn't always been the case in Metro Atlanta.
The greatest difference between equity and equality is history.
In the early 1950s, African Americans were allowed access into just 3 of Atlanta's parks. A Supreme Court case in 1955 ordered the city to desegregate all recreational facilities, but in practice, many remained segregated for years after that. Smith says parks then went on to face other challenges.
Because of the various decisions that have been made around investments, communities of color, and in particular communities that became predominantly communities of color due to white flight, lost a level of support from the financial market and through public investments. And without those public and private investments, parks were left behind.
Today, there's a boom in the new investments inside the city.
Especially as we look at the development of newer communities, they're in places that have been park poor.
Both Smith and Hallecky are hoping to seize the opportunity.
If parks are done right in communities that have been left behind, you can actually begin the process of not only jump-starting economies and housing markets, but you can also leverage those opportunities.
We work with communities on a very local level to get people involved in being the change they wish to see in the world and making sure that they're helping to chart the course for the future for their neighborhoods and communities.
Engaging residents to create space for everyone to breathe a little bit easier. And there's still time to register for Park Pride's upcoming conference in Parks and the Resilient City is March 26th. We have a link to register on WSB-TV.com/community.